My child, you were not meant to see this before now. If these words had found you even a little earlier, you would have overlooked them, misunderstood them, or simply walked away. But now something inside you has shifted. Something in your spirit has softened, even if you cannot fully explain it. That is why you are here. That is why your eyes stopped on this moment. This was not random. This was not coincidence. This was timing, divine timing, carefully aligned for you. Listen closely, because this moment matters more than you realize. You may feel like you just stumbled upon these words, but deep within you, there is a quiet knowing that something about this feels different. Have you ever? Almost as if it's speaking directly to a place inside you that has been waiting for clarity, waiting for direction, waiting for something real. I know you have been through confusion. I know you have questioned why things happened the way they did, why doors closed, why people walked away, why answers took so long. There were moments you felt ready before, moments you thought you understood, but you didn't see the full picture. You weren't prepared yet. And if you had received what was meant for you back then, it would have overwhelmed you instead of building you. But now is different. Something has been changing within you quietly. Through every delay, every disappointment, every silent battle you fought when no one else was watching, you were being prepared. Even when you felt lost, even when you felt like nothing was moving, everything was aligning behind the scenes. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment you doubted yourself, it was all shaping you for this exact point. That is why you are seeing this now and not before. Do not ignore this moment. Do not brush this off like something ordinary, because it is not. There is a reason your attention is being pulled here. There is a reason your heart feels this slight tension, this subtle pull, this quiet urgency. Something is trying to reach you. Something important is unfolding, and you are standing right at the edge of it. You have been waiting for a sign, whether you admitted it or not. You have been searching for confirmation, for meaning, for something that tells you that where you are right now is not the end of your story. And my child, this is that moment. This is the moment you were prepared for. Do not look away now. Stop right here, my child. Do not scroll any further. I need you to pause, just for a moment. Not later, not when you feel ready, not when life becomes quieter. Now. Because this moment has been placed in front of you with intention, and if you move past it too quickly, you may miss what your spirit has been longing to receive. Stay with me. I know how easy it is for you to drift away from moments like this. Your mind is used to moving fast, jumping from one thought to another, one distraction to the next. Life has trained you to keep going, to keep scrolling, to keep searching without ever truly stopping. But this is not one of those moments you can afford to rush through. This concerns you more than you realize. There is something being spoken into your life right now that you were not able to hear before. Not because it wasn't there, but because your heart was not ready to receive it. And if you leave now, if you treat this like everything else that passes in front of you, you will walk away from something that was meant specifically for you. So I am asking you again, stay. Let the noise around you fade for just a moment. Let the pressure of everything you've been carrying settle, even if only slightly. You do not need to have everything figured out right now. You do not need to understand every detail. All you need to do is remain present in this moment, because this moment is speaking directly to your life. You have been searching for answers, even when you didn't have the words to express it. You have been trying to make sense of things that never quite added up. And somewhere deep inside, you have been waiting for something to break through the confusion, something that feels real, something that feels certain. This is why you must not leave. I am not speaking to everyone right now. I am speaking to you. You who have felt overlooked. You who have carried questions in silence. You who have been trying to stay strong while feeling like something inside you is slowly wearing down. This moment was aligned with your life for a reason. Do not dismiss it. There have been many times when you felt a pull like this before, and you ignored it. Not because you didn't care, but because you were tired, because you were overwhelmed, because you didn't know if it was worth your attention. But each time you turned away, something inside you remained unsettled. Something felt incomplete. Do not repeat that pattern now. This is not just another passing message. This is not something that will simply come back in the same way if you choose to ignore it. Moments like this are rare, and when they come, they carry something with them, something that can shift the direction of your life if you are willing to stay and receive it. And right now, you are standing at that exact point. Feel the weight of this moment. Feel how different it is from everything else you've encountered today. There is a stillness here, a quiet urgency that is not demanding, but it is undeniable. It is asking for your attention, your focus, your willingness to listen. Do not let distraction take you away, because distraction has been one of the greatest things keeping you from what you've been searching for. It has pulled you away from clarity, from peace, from understanding. It has kept you moving, but never arriving. And now, you are being asked to do something different. To stop. To listen. To stay. This moment is not asking for your perfection. It is not asking for you to have everything together. It is simply asking for your presence. Because what is about to unfold next requires you to be here, fully aware, fully open. Do you understand? This is about you. This is about where you are right now in your life. And this is about what is coming next. So do not scroll away, my child. Stay with me. My child, I see how tired you've been, not just in your body, but deep within your soul. There is a kind of exhaustion you carry that no one else fully understands. It is not the kind that disappears after a night of sleep. It is the kind that builds quietly over time, from holding everything in, from thinking too much, from feeling too deeply, and from constantly trying to stay strong when, inside, you feel like you are slowly breaking. You have been carrying more than you were ever meant to carry alone. I know the weight that sits on your heart. I know the silent battles you fight every single day, the ones you never talk about, the ones no one else sees. You have learned how to hide it so well. You show up for others, you keep moving, you keep pretending that everything is under control, but there are moments, aren't there? Moments when everything catches up to you. Those quiet moments when the noise fades and you are left alone with your thoughts. That is when it hits you the hardest. The questions, the confusion, the overthinking, it all comes rushing in at once. You replay things in your mind, wondering what you could have done differently. You question your decisions, your direction, even your worth. You try to make sense of things that never gave you clear answers. And the more you think, the more tired you become. I saw those nights. The nights when you lay awake, staring into the darkness, feeling a heaviness you couldn't explain. The nights when your mind refused to rest, when your heart felt unsettled, when you wished, just for a moment, that everything would become quiet inside you. You didn't always cry, but you felt it, that deep ache that stayed with you even in silence. You felt alone in ways that are hard to put into words. Even when you were surrounded by people, there was still this distance. This feeling that no one truly understood what you were going through. You tried to explain it, but something always held you back. Maybe you thought they wouldn't understand. Maybe you didn't want to feel like a burden. So instead, you kept it inside. And that loneliness, it stayed with you. You have also felt the weight of disappointment. Things you hoped for didn't happen the way you expected. Plans fell apart. People changed. Some walked away when you needed them the most. And each time, you told yourself to be strong, to move on, to not let it affect you, but it did. It stayed in your heart longer than you admitted. Slowly, without even realizing it, you began to carry all of it together. The pain, the confusion, the pressure, the expectations. You kept moving forward, but something inside you kept getting heavier. You became used to functioning with that weight, even though it was draining you more each day. You have been surviving, not truly living. And that is why you feel so exhausted. Because you have been giving your energy to everything and everyone, while quietly neglecting the part of you that needed rest the most. You kept pushing, kept trying, kept holding everything together even when you felt like you were reaching your limit. But my child, even the strongest heart cannot carry everything forever. Even you need a moment to stop, to breathe, to release what you've been holding in for so long. You don't have to pretend here. You don't have to hide your confusion, your pain, or your exhaustion. You don't have to act like everything is fine when it isn't. Because I see it all. The weight, the struggle, the silent tears you never let fall in front of others. I understand every part of it. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are not broken for being tired. You are human, and you have been carrying too much for too long. And even when you felt like no one noticed, I did. Every moment of it, I saw it all. My child, I need you to see your past differently now, not through the pain you felt, but through the purpose that was quietly unfolding within it. You have been looking back at certain moments in your life with confusion, even regret. You've asked yourself why things had to happen the way they did. Why doors closed when you were ready to walk through them. Why people left when you needed them the most. Why opportunities slipped away just when you thought everything was finally coming together. But what you saw as loss was not loss the way you believed it was. It was protection. There were paths you were about to walk that would have drained you in ways you could not yet understand. There were connections you held onto that were not aligned with where you are meant to go. There were moments you thought were perfect for you, but they carried consequences you were not prepared to face. To those doors closed, not to punish you, but to preserve you. I know it didn't feel that way at the time. It felt like rejection. It felt like disappointment. It felt like something was being taken away from you without explanation. And that pain stayed with you because you didn't see the full picture. You only saw what was in front of you, not what was ahead. But now you are being shown something deeper. That delay, you questioned it, was preparation. You thought you were ready in those moments, but you were still becoming. There were parts of you that needed to grow stronger, wiser, more aware. There were lessons you needed to experience, even the difficult ones, because they shape the way you see things now. Look at who you are today compared to who you were then. You understand more. You feel more deeply, but also more carefully. You see things you once overlooked. That didn't happen by accident. Every moment that confused you was building something within you. Even the silence you experienced when you felt like nothing was happening, when you felt like you were being ignored or left without answers, that silence had purpose. It was not absence. It was alignment. Things were being arranged in ways you could not see. There were shifts happening behind the scenes, timing being adjusted, paths being redirected, circumstances being moved into place. And while you were waiting, feeling like nothing was changing, everything was quietly being set in motion. You were not stuck. You were being positioned. even the pain you went through, the heartbreak, the disappointment, the moments that left you questioning your worth, none of it was meaningless. It was shaping your awareness. It was teaching you what you deserve and what you must no longer accept. It was refining you. I know there are still moments you think about, moments that still carry weight in your heart. Things you wish had done differently. Words you wish were never said. But my child, if those things had gone the way you wanted back then, you would not be standing here as the person you are now. You would not be ready for what is coming. Because what is ahead of you requires a version of you that has been through something. A version of you that understands, that has depth, that has learned how to stand even when things feel uncertain. And that is who you have become. Nothing you went through was wasted. Not a single moment. Every delay had intention. Every loss had direction. Every painful experience carried a lesson that is now part of you, even if you don't always realize it. You were not being pushed backward. You were being guided forward, just not in the way you expected. And now, as you stand in this moment, everything begins to make more sense. Because you are no longer who you were back then. You are ready now. Ready to see what you could not see before. Ready to receive what you could not handle before. Ready to step into something that was always meant for you, but only at the right time. And that time is closer than you think. My child, listen carefully now, because something is shifting, and you cannot afford to ignore this. You have felt it, haven't you? That subtle change within you, that quiet but persistent feeling that something is different. You may not be able to explain it fully, but deep inside, there is a sense that things are no longer the same as they were before. The waiting you have grown used to, it is coming to an end. The stillness you once felt, it is beginning to move. Something is coming. And this moment right now, it is preparing you for it. Do not take this lightly. There are times in life when things move slowly, when you are given space to figure things out, to hesitate, to delay your response. But there are also moments, rare moments, when everything begins to accelerate. When what has been building behind the scenes starts to unfold quickly. This is one of those moments. Time is not as open as you think it is. You have been given many chances before to pause, to reflect, to realign yourself. You have been given moments where you felt a pull to change something, to listen more closely, to take a different direction. When you hesitated, you told yourself you would do it later. You thought there would always be more time. But now is different. This moment carries weight. Because what is ahead of you will require clarity, awareness, and readiness. You cannot step into what is coming with the same mindset, the same distractions, the same hesitation you carried before. You cannot move forward while still holding on to what has been slowing you down. That is why this message is urgent. Not to frighten you, but to awaken you. There are shifts happening that you cannot yet see with your eyes. Things are being set into motion. Opportunities, changes, encounters, decisions that will shape what comes next in your life. And whether you realize it or not, you are standing right at the edge of those changes. But here is the truth you must understand: if you ignore this moment, you risk stepping into what is coming unprepared. You risk repeating patterns that have already drained you. You risk missing the clarity you need to make the right decisions when those moments arrive. This is not about fear. This is about awareness. Because something important is unfolding. The distractions around you will try to pull you away from this. They will tell you this is not important, that you can come back to it later, that it is just another passing thought. But deep inside, you already know that is not true. This feels different. There is a reason your attention is being held here. There is a reason your heart feels this quiet urgency. It is not pressure, it is preparation. You are being called to pay attention, to become aware of where you are right now in your life, to recognize what you have been holding on to that no longer serves you, to understand that the version of you that survived the past cannot be the same version as steps into what is coming next. You must be ready, because what is approaching will not wait for you to figure things out at your own pace. It will meet you where you are, and the way you respond in those moments will matter more than you realize. This is why you cannot ignore this. This is why you were brought here now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now, because the shift has already begun. You may not see it clearly yet, but you can feel it. In your thoughts, in your emotions, in the way you are starting to question things you once accepted, in the way you are beginning to outgrow what once felt familiar. That is not random. That is the beginning of change. So do not turn away from this moment, my child. Do not fall back into distraction. Do not convince yourself that this can wait, because it cannot. Something is coming, and this moment is your warning, your preparation, your chance to be ready before it fully arrives. Stay aware. Stay present. Because what happens next depends on what you choose to do now. My child, this moment right now is not like the ones you have passed through before. This is different. You are not just reading words. You are standing at a turning point, a quiet, powerful intersection between who you have been and who you are about to become. And whether you fully realize it or not, everything in your life has been leading you here. This moment is aligned. Every delay you questioned, every pain you endured, every time you felt lost, confused, or uncertain, it was all guiding you toward this exact point in time. Not randomly, not accidentally, but intentionally. Because now you are ready. Before, you were searching. You were trying to understand, trying to hold things together, trying to make sense of what didn't make sense. But now, something within you has shifted. You are no longer the same person who once doubted every step. You are more aware, more open. Even in your uncertainty, there is a deeper sense of readiness growing inside you. That is why this moment matters so much, because this is where everything begins to change. You may not see the full picture yet. You may not know exactly what is coming next, but that is not what you need right now. What you need is to recognize the importance of where you are standing. Right here, right now. This is your doorway. A doorway into clarity. A doorway into healing. A doorway into a version of your life that you have been hoping for, even when you didn't know how to reach it. But a doorway only matters if you choose to step through it. And the choice belongs to you. You have reached a moment where you can no longer remain the same. Where staying where you are will only continue the cycle you have been trying to break. You have felt that cycle, haven't you? The repetition, the patterns, the feeling of moving but not truly progressing. That ends here. But only if you recognize this moment for what it truly is. You were brought here to pause, to reflect, to become aware of everything that has been building within you. This is not just about understanding your past. This is about stepping into your present with intention. Because this present moment, it is powerful. It is the only place where change can actually begin. Not in your past. Not in some distant future. But here. And I need you to understand something deeply. My child, you are not here by accident. You did not just happen to come across this at the right time. You were guided here because something within you is ready to respond. Ready to listen. Ready to shift. This is your moment of alignment. The moment where your awareness meets your readiness. moment where everything that felt unclear begins to slowly take shape. But it requires something from you. It requires your attention, your presence, your willingness to stay here fully without running back into distraction, without dismissing what you feel right now. Because what you feel is real. That quiet pull inside you, that sense that something is happening, that awareness that this moment is different, that is not your imagination. That is you recognizing truth. And the truth is this moment is your turning point. From this point forward, things will not feel the same. You will begin to see things differently. You will begin to notice what no longer aligns with you. You will begin to feel a pull towards something greater, something more meaningful, something that feels right in a way you cannot ignore. That is the shift. And it starts here. So do not look at this moment as something small. Do not treat it as something you can come back to later. Because this exact version of this moment will not come again in the same way. This is your opportunity to step forward, to choose awareness over distraction, to choose growth over comfort, to choose alignment over confusion. You are standing at the edge of something new, and all that is left is your decision. Will you step into it, or will you let this moment pass like so many others before? My child, this is your turning point. Do not miss it. My child, stay with me now, because this is the moment your heart has been reaching for through every season you barely survived. What you have been waiting for is no longer distant. It has already begun. Even if your eyes cannot fully see it yet, even if your situation around you still looks the same, something deeper has already shifted. Something within you has awakened, and that inner shift is the beginning of everything changing outside of you. This is how it starts, quietly, almost unnoticed, until one day you realize nothing is the same anymore. Your breakthrough is not a future event anymore. It is unfolding right now. You have carried heaviness for so long that it started to feel normal. You woke up with it, walked through your days with it, and went to sleep with it. The pressure, the confusion, the emotional weight, it became part of your routine. But what you didn't realize is that even in those moments, something was being prepared for you behind the scenes. And now it is being released. The burden you have been carrying is beginning to loosen its grip. The thoughts that once overwhelmed you will not have the same power anymore. The cycle that kept repeating in your life, it is starting to break. You may feel it slowly, gently, like a quiet relief you cannot fully explain yet. That is the shift. That is the beginning of your healing. That is the sign that what has been holding you back is finally losing its strength. My child, you are stepping into a new season whether you fully realize it or not. A season where clarity begins to replace confusion. A season where peace starts to rise where anxiety once lived. A season where you begin to see yourself differently, not through doubt, but through truth. And this is only the beginning. There are things aligning for you right now that you cannot yet see. Conversations that will happen. Opportunities that will appear. Moments of understanding that will suddenly make everything clearer. You will look back and realize that this exact moment was where everything quietly began to change. But I need you to do something now. Do not stay passive in this moment. Do not just read and move on like you have done before. Respond. Because your response is not for others, it is for you. When you acknowledge what is happening, you align yourself with it. When you speak it, you give it permission to grow stronger within you. When you declare it, you step into it fully instead of standing at a distance. So I ask you now, my child, if you feel even the smallest shift inside you, if something within your heart is telling you that this moment is real, if you are tired of carrying what you've been carrying, if you are ready to step into something different, then do not stay silent. Say it. Type amen if you receive this. Say I'm ready if you are choosing to move forward. Declare, I believe, if you accept that your breakthrough has already begun. Do not hold back, because this is not about a simple action, this is about a decision. A decision to stop doubting what you feel. A decision to stop ignoring what is being placed in front of you. A decision to finally step into what has been waiting for you. You are not the same person who started this journey. You are stronger now. You are more aware now. You are more prepared than you think. And because of that, what is coming next will meet you differently. You will not respond the same way. You will not fall into the same patterns. You will not carry the same weight, because something inside you has already changed. Hold on to that. Do not let doubt take it from you. Do not let distraction pull you away from it. Stay connected to this moment, because this moment is the beginning of your transformation. Your breakthrough is not just coming, my child, it is already here. Step into it. My child, do not ignore this moment. You have come too far, carried too much, and endured too many silent battles to turn away now. This is not just another message you can walk past. This is not something that will return in the same way if you choose to dismiss it. This moment is sacred, and it matters. I know there is a part of you that still hesitates, a part of you that wonders if this is real, if this is truly meant for you, if anything will actually change. That hesitation, that quiet doubt, it has followed you for a long time. But you must not let it take control now, because this moment is different. Something has already begun within you, a shift you cannot fully explain, a stirring that feels both unfamiliar and deeply personal at the same time. That is not something to question, that is something to protect. Do not walk away from it. If you turn back into distraction, if you convince yourself that this can wait, you risk losing the clarity that is being given to you right now. You risk falling back into the same patterns that once left you exhausted, confused, and searching again. You are not meant to repeat that cycle. You are meant to move forward. Stay connected to what you feel in this moment. Hold on to it. Return to it when your mind becomes noisy again. Because this is your anchor. This is your reminder that something greater is unfolding in your life, even if you cannot see it all yet. You are not alone. You were never alone. And what is beginning now will continue to reveal itself, step by step, in ways that will make sense when the time is right. But you must stay open. You must stay aware. And above all, you must not ignore this again, because this is only the beginning. My child, as this moment settles into your spirit, understand this: what you have just received is not meant to stay with you alone. Seeds like this are meant to be sown, so others who are lost, tired, and searching can also find light. The harvest is ready, but it requires willing hearts to plant and water. As it is written, give, and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not just a verse, this is a living promise being spoken over you right now. I am placing this desire in your heart so you can act. When you support this mission, you are not giving to a platform, you are opening doors for souls to be reached, for hearts to be healed, for lives to be restored. Every seed you sow becomes a river that carries this message further than you can see. This is your moment to respond. Step into it. Give through the PayPal link in the description or the QR code on your screen, and let your obedience become someone else's answered prayer. Do not wait. Act now.